Hey guys, looking for new single-player games? Then you've come to the right place. We're starting the list with The Precinct, an open-world police action and simulation game developed by Fallen Tree Games and published by Quali, with physical distribution by Microids. Inspired by classic 80s police films and games like the early titles in the Grand Theft Auto series with an isometric top-down perspective, the game combines police simulation elements with action in a sandbox environment. You control Nick Cordell Jr., a rookie cop fresh out of the academy, who patrols the streets of Averno City. The central narrative revolves around the mission to clean up the city from gangs and corruption, while unraveling the mystery of the murder of his father, Nick Cordell Sr., a former police chief. The story mixes action with investigation, addressing dark conspiracies and power struggles between gangs.
Bank robbery in progress. Harbor Mutual Bank on Mercer Street. Shots fired.
83 Adam, show us handling. Responding code 3.
Police are engaged in a dramatic shootout. We could be in for a police pursuit.
Suspect is now on foot. We need to end this now. He's running.
Suspect is in handcuffs.
Following the list, we have Star Wars Zero Company, a single-player turn-based tactical strategy game being developed by Bit Reactor in collaboration with Respawn and Lucasfilm Games. The game is scheduled to be released in 2026 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. The game takes place during the Clone Wars and follows the story of Hawks, a former Republic officer who leads Zero Company, a diverse group of hired professionals from across the galaxy. Zero Company is recruited for an operation that pits them against an emerging threat that will consume the galaxy if not contained. To succeed, Hawks will lead a team of unlikely allies who must put aside their differences to overcome almost impossible odds. Players will control a squad of characters, including clones, droids, and even Jedi, and take them on missions in different environments.
They're professionals. Setting aside their differences to take on the impossible. But that's the job, and they get it done.
The Witcher 4 is the next big chapter in CD Projekt Red's acclaimed RPG series, based on the dark fantasy universe created by Polish writer Andrzej Sapkowski. The game is the fourth main entry in the Witcher video game franchise, following The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt from 2015, which is widely considered one of the best RPGs of all time. It marks the beginning of a new saga, distinct from the original trilogy centered on Geralt of Rivia. Unlike previous games, which used the proprietary Reed engine, The Witcher 4 is being developed with Unreal Engine 5, in strategic partnership with Epic Games to optimize open-world experiences. This promises next-generation graphics and greater visual fidelity. The game promises to be the most immersive and ambitious Witcher yet, with a more brutal, dark fantasy world.
Cannot be changed. You cannot change anything. disconnection! I'm chosen to transformation! So thank
She were to go to the woods. The chosen one. His tradition.
Oh no, no, no.
It's all we wanted. For her to go to the woods. To go to the gods.
Gods? There are no gods here. There are only monsters.
Marvel's Wolverine is one of the most anticipated titles for PlayStation 5, developed by Insomniac Games, a studio known for successful franchises like Marvel's Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank. The game will be a solo adventure focused on Wolverine before his integration into the X-Men, exploring his journey as an anti-hero. There are no official details about the plot, but leaks indicate an emotional and dark narrative, with a tone similar to the 2017 film Logan. The game will have a semi-open structure, similar to God of War, 2018, and God of War Ragnarok, with linear progression, but explorable areas beyond the main story. It will not be a full open world like Marvel's Spider-Man. Insomniac promises innovative gameplay that reflects the studio's spirit, combining emotional storytelling with cutting-edge mechanics. The game will be one of the most violent Marvel games in years, rated for adults due to scenes of dismemberment and blood. The Elder Scrolls 6 is one of the most anticipated games in the gaming industry, being the next major entry in the renowned open-world RPG series developed by Bethesda Game Studios. The game will be the sixth main entry in the Elder Scrolls franchise, succeeding the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim from 2011, one of the most influential RPGs of all time. The series is known for its vast open worlds, freedom of choice, and rich mythology in the fictional continent of Tamriel. The game will be available on Xbox Game Pass on launch day, as is standard for Microsoft first-party titles. The game will use Creation Engine 2, the same as Starfield, with specific improvements to support the ambitions of the Elder Scrolls 6. Howard mentioned that the game will have new sets of technology to meet its needs. Beneath is a first-person horror and action game that plunges players into the depths of the ocean, where an ancient evil threatens humanity. Developed by Camel 101, the same studio behind For Those Who Remain, Beneath promises a chilling and suspenseful experience inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft. In Beneath, you take on the role of Noah Quinn, an experienced diver who finds himself trapped in a complex of 5 underwater scientific stations. After discovering an ancient and terrifying threat, Noah must fight for survival and prevent this evil from reaching the surface. Beneath is a survival horror game that combines elements of action and exploration. You will need to manage your resources, such as ammunition and oxygen, while facing human enemies and Lovecraftian creatures. The game also emphasizes Noah's mental health, which is affected by the hostile environment and the horrors he faces. Ark 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to the popular survival game Ark Survival Evolved, promising an even more immersive and challenging experience in a prehistoric world, teeming with dinosaurs and other fantastic creatures. The game promises to be a significant evolution over its predecessor, bringing enhanced graphics with the use of Unreal Engine 5, revamped gameplay mechanics, and a more structured narrative. One of the highlights is the participation of actor Vin Diesel, who not only plays the protagonist Santiago, but also serves as executive producer of the project. The game retains the central theme of survival in a world filled with dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures, but introduces more advanced elements, such as combat inspired by Souls-like games, revised building and crafting systems, and dynamic world events.
Lights out, old friend.
Welcome to Brightville is a first-person action-adventure game set in a futuristic city where magic and technology merge. The player takes on the role of an automaton immune to the influence of the AI that controls Brightville. The game is described as an immersive emergent simulator and resembles titles like Thief, Dishonored, BioShock, and Lies of P. Brightville is a unique city that combines elements of industrial Victorian architecture, neo-Baroque extravagance, and futuristic cyberpunk. The city is controlled by a malicious AI that resembles a black elf John Lennon, as seen in the game's trailer. Music is a central element of the city and influences the world around it. The player can freely explore the city of Brightville, using stealth, combat, or manipulation to overcome challenges. The player's arsenal consists of offensive and defensive magic spells that can be combined to create devastating effects and manipulate the environment.
Expect the law enforcement brigade to arrive momentarily.
Titanic: Honor and Glory is a game in development that promises an immersive and detailed experience aboard the RMS Titanic, the most famous ship in history. The project, started in 2012, is a longtime passion of a group of friends who seek to recreate the Titanic with accuracy and realism. The game will take players on a complete journey from the conception of the Titanic to its tragic end. You will be able to explore the original deck plans, visit the virtual shipyard where the ship was built, and embark on its maiden voyage. The experience will culminate in the real-time simulation of the shipwreck, with high-quality animations that recreate the disaster. Titanic: Honor and Glory stands out for its meticulous attention to detail. The developers have researched extensively, consulting original artifacts and preserved pieces from the Titanic's sister ship, the Arms Olympic, to ensure the greatest possible accuracy.
And all alone. But I don't need to see, so just tell me where to go. Even though all my light has been fading, and I won't need to be there to face the unknown. But tonight I've been blinded by the dark. Without fear, I will reach for new And even when the stars seem far away, I can't be blinded by the dark. Yes, I won't be blinded by the dark.
Titan Quest II is an anticipated action RPG developed by Grimlore Games and published by THQ Nordic. Announced during the THQ Nordic Digital Showcase 2023, the game is the sequel to the classic Titan Quest released in 2006, bringing a new adventure set in a fantastic recreation of ancient Greece, with strong inspiration from Greek mythology. Titan Quest II transports players back to the mythological universe of the original game, but with a new narrative centered on the goddess Nemesis, the goddess of retribution. The game features a detailed and fantastic recreation of ancient Greece, with settings ranging from picturesque beaches and serene Greek temples to mystical locations, such as the realm of the Moirae, the goddesses of fate. The world is described as beautiful, with deep caves, impressive views, and levels full of verticality, encouraging exploration.